What's up, guys? I want to talk to you guys about something that comes up quite often, and it's how a little guy like me is capable of lifting the heavy weights that I lift, and it's because of these. These are 2.5 pounds. That's it. So that's what, a kilogram. So 2.5 pounds I have here, and I'm going to show you what I typically do to increase my strength. Now, it's a lower rep range thing. We do 5 reps, 3 to 5 specifically. When you can't get 3 in, that means you're done. I got the squat guards here and here. That's what these chains are. So if I'm stuck, there's always a way out. Safety first. You should have a spot partner for this at home. So I'm going to time lapse some of this stuff, but I want you to see how you can use this cool little trick to increase your maximum strength with all your compound lifts. So your squats, your deadlifts, your overhead press, your bent over rows, your bench press, these kinds of things. So right now, I got a plate on there, so that's only 135, okay? These are going to be how I climb. I'll explain as we go. So I'm going to get my first set in. Should be easy.
First, I need something. Here we go. So, first set.
All the way down and touch chest. Up. That's 1. 2. 4. There we go. First set. Now this felt a little bit off, so I'm just going to adjust here. Now, that was easy for me. I usually do much more weight than that, so that was fairly easy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to load this up a bit more. Typically at this point, you would gauge, okay, that was really easy or that was hard. For me, I just did a whole chest workout for an online video thing. So I'm warm, I'm ready, I'm good. So I didn't need to do such a warm-up. So I'm going to jump from that. I'm going to jump from 135 all the way up to 185. So I'm going to put a 25 on each side. All right. When you're doing these lifts, it's important to have an adequate amount of rest in between them. We are not focusing on hypertrophy here, which means we're not doing only 30 seconds of rest. It's important when you do these kinds of strength-based workouts that you give yourself 3 to 5 minutes. Now that's a long time. That's why if I'm doing a strength style workout, I'm focusing on one compound movement. So it's chest today because of what I did previously. All I'm going to do here is improve my chest strength with this bench press and my little trick here. So I'm on my second set. I went from 1 plate, now up to a plate and a half, we call it, so 185. 3 to 5 reps. This felt. There we go. All right, let's get it in. So I leave this because I don't have a very broad chest. I'm slim. So if I let the bar actually touch my chest, I hyperextend the shoulders, and I don't want to injure myself. When I leave this little pad, it acts as a perfect spot for me to stop for the perfect full range of motion. For those of you wondering. All right, let's go. So as you can see, that was much more challenging than the first set. So I got to 5. I was shaking there. I'm thinking that I may have only been able to get to somewhere around 6 or 7. I might have 1 or 2 more in me. Not a lot. But I weigh 142 pounds. That's 185 pounds. That's already great. That's already more than I weigh. So because I did that, and it was a little bit intimidating to go and add too much more weight, now is where we use that fancy trick of the 2.5ers. So I'm going to rest 3 to 5 minutes. I'm going to throw these guys on. Woo! That's how we're going to do it. Pausing. I'll see you in a sec. All right. It's been 5 minutes. I put these guys on. I've had these, I don't know, a couple of years now. Basically, instead of using chalk, which is something that I would use, I don't have to make a chalky mess. These work great. Great for grip. And when you start getting heavier in the bench press, if you have a little bit of sweat in the palm and it's a little bit of where you lose the friction, where you lose the grip, it makes a massive difference. It's surprising how much different it is having solid grip and slightly off grip. So anyway, we're about to do it. So now I have the 185 and the little 2.5. So that's 185, 190. So I've only gone up by 5 pounds. Now, most people try to make a large jump, but when you make a small jump of only 5 pounds, it's like your body doesn't even feel the difference. So you're really fooling yourself. You're fooling your neurological system and your muscles. And it's not as hard as you think because you can just constantly climb. You'll find a peak where you can't climb any higher, and that's how you know where to start next time, so that you can always beat that peak by that 5 pounds. The first couple of weeks is easy, it's steady when it's something new, but you get to a certain point where it's very difficult. You know, I'm 140 pounds. Will I be able to bench 300 pounds? It seems far-fetched. I would like to, and if I do more of this strength training, I'm confident I can get fairly close. I've been up to 260 before, and that's huge, but I've been doing martial arts and stuff. Anyway, let's get this set in. I also don't go very wide grip, right? Kind of go standard. Everybody's got their favorite here. This is just what works well for me. Remember, the goal is 3 to 5. If I can get those in, then I know I'm okay. So, that was 190, 5 reps. How number 5 felt there was pretty much identical to how number 5 felt before I added those 5 pounds. Right? So I went from 185 to 190. Now what I'm going to do is take those off, add 2.5 more by, instead of using the 2.5 plates, I'm going to use 2 5-pound plates. These small guys are the bread and butter of gains. I'm going to pause you, and I'll see you in 5. Okay, so I just rested another 5 minutes. Things are still a little bit tight, but that's kind of how this works. We just keep going up until we fail. When we find that set that's a failure set, which is probably going to be this one behind me, then we just repeat that set a few times. So my goal here is to get to 5 or at least 3. If I can get at least 3, then I can work with this weight. If I get to 5, then I have to add a little bit more. See how it goes. It's sitting at 200 pounds now. Which is a lot for a little shit like me. Here we go. When you start getting to these higher points, it's good to have a spotter. Or at least a chain spot guard or something, right? Here we go. So, I didn't get to 5. I got to 4. What that means is currently this is my max weight. Now, I'll write this down on my board over there. I'll write down max 200. What I'm going to do, rest for 5 minutes, do another set. I'm probably going to do 3 sets. If I can't do 3, then I'll start to reduce the weight a little bit to make sure I get more sets in. But the whole point of this video is to show you that you'll find a starting weight that you can get to 5 comfortably, and you just start climbing the weight ladder. You add a little bit of weight on each side. Get to 5, no problem, add more, until you get to these struggle points that I'm at. When you're at these struggle points, it's all about small incremental increases. That's why the 2.5 pound plates are absolutely ideal when it comes to improving your strength. That's the video.